town of Umwogu was a place where people disappeared without a trace. Mothers cried over lost children. Apprentices never returned from errands. And travelers vanished on lonely roads. Yet, no one could point a finger. Fear silenced tongues, for everyone suspected but no one dared to speak. At the center of this silence was a man called Obinna. By day, he was the gentle fabric merchant, soft-spoken, always dressed in fine white lace, and known for his generosity at the market. Women adored his politeness, men respected his success, and even the chief invited him to sit in council. But Obinna's wealth was no ordinary blessing. It was soaked in blood. The beginning of darkness. Years earlier, Obinna had been a desperate man. His father's death left the family land in ruins, his siblings scattered, and poverty pressed upon him like a curse. In his search for escape, he wandered into the forbidden forest of Ajo-Oma, a place even hunters avoided after dusk. There, he encountered the ancient priest, Okonkwo the keeper, who spoke with eyes like burning coals. You seek wealth? Wealth is not free. To take from the gods, you must give what men hold most dear, life. Obinna trembled, but the hunger for riches gnawed at his belly louder than fear. He agreed. His first sacrifice was a beggar boy he lured with food. When the ritual was complete, Obinna's fortunes turned. Customers thronged his store, his fabric sold out, and his pockets jingled with gold. But rituals are like chains. One leads to another. Each time he sacrificed, the spirits demanded more. Soon, he began targeting apprentices who worked under him. He told their parents, I will train your child in the trade, they will become like me. But none ever returned. Their cries were swallowed by his midnight rituals, their blood feeding the altar in his secret chamber. The people of Umwogu noticed, but Obinna was untouchable. He gave money to the church, sponsored festivals, and built houses for widows. Who would accuse such a man? Yet, not everyone was blind. Mama Ajo-Oma, the old seer, warned the villagers. His wealth is not clean. I see blood on his hands. The spirits of the innocent cry against him. But fear and greed made them ignore her. Obinna's downfall began the day he set eyes on Ngozi, the palm oil seller. She was unlike others, gentle, radiant, her laughter filled the market with warmth. Her kindness was her beauty, she often fed hungry children with the little she had. The spirits whispered to Obinna, her soul is pure, strong, bring her to us, and you will reign above kings. He watched her every day, plotting. Finally, he approached her with a smile. Ngozi, I hear you sell the best oil. Come to my house this night. I want to buy in bulk for my trade. Ngozi, unsuspecting, agreed. That night, Obinna prepared his chamber. The red candles burned low, chalk circles covered the floor, and the black pot of sacrifice hissed as though alive. The shadows of his past victims lingered around, their hollow eyes waiting for another companion. When Ngozi entered, she felt a chill. The once gentle merchant's eyes glowed like fire. Before she could flee, the door slammed shut by unseen hands. Obinna raised the ritual blade, chanting in a tongue older than the village itself. But then, Ngozi's body froze. Her eyes rolled back, and suddenly, her voice thundered with a power not her own. Obinna, son of men, you have fed on the innocent. But tonight, the debt you owe shall be collected. The ground trembled. The red candles burst into flames. From the chalk circles, the spirits of the murdered rose, the beggar boy, the apprentices, the neighbors who vanished. Their voices joined in a haunting cry. Blood calls for blood. Obinna staggered, fear washing over him. He tried to command the spirits, but his chants turned to dust in his mouth. His blade melted in his hand. The victims surged forward, dragging him into the ritual circle he had drawn himself. He screamed, begging the gods, the priest, anyone to save him, but the voices only grew louder. Ngozi stood still, her face radiant with divine light. She was no ordinary girl. Unknown to Obinna, she was the daughter of a prayer warrior, covered with spiritual fire from birth. The gods had used her as bait to end Obinna's reign. The fall of the collector. As the spirits pulled Obinna down, his body twisted, bones cracking, skin burning like paper. His cries filled the house until silence fell. When the smoke cleared, nothing remained but ashes and whispers. The house collapsed into dust. Ngozi walked out, untouched, her jar of palm oil still in hand. By morning, the villagers gathered at the ruins of Obinna's mansion. None dared to speak. Mama Ifeoma only shook her head and said, "Evil may prosper for a season, but blood never sleeps." From that day on, the market returned to peace. Yet at night, in the forest of Ajo-Oma, hunters claimed to hear Obinna's screams, forever tormented by the souls he once used. The end. Subscribe for more interesting stories.